Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Cornerstone Christian Academy. We've got a doubleheader for you here tonight as your undefeated Cyclones, 7th grade, comes in at 3-0 to take on the Mustangs from neighboring community Ridgeview. Good evening, everybody, once again, and welcome. I'm Dan Kinzinger. Great to be alongside you here for this match tonight. Cyclones, like I said, come in at 3-0 and are looking to extend that and make it 4-0. And tonight they're going to be faced with their greatest test to date. Here are the Mustangs from Ridgeview. Not sure what the Mustangs' stats are and what their record is, but watching them warm up here for the last few minutes, this is a squad that will probably give the boys quite a hard time tonight. It's going to be a good matchup, a lot of fun to watch, and glad to bring it for you. Then after this one, we've got our 8th grade boys. Yeah, I'm not a multitasker, and you start doing two things at once and trying to talk at the same time, it just never works for me. So, yeah, sorry. Our 8th graders, 4-0 on this season, will take on, again, what will probably be their toughest match as well. So we will see how this all plays out tonight. We got about 5.5 minutes till we get this one underway. Here from Cornerstone. We're going to run down Ridgeview's roster here real quick. Number 1 is Camden Cisco. Number 4 is Easton Baker. Number 5, Jackson Gravitt. Number 12, Jason Smith. 15, Liam Hawthorne. Number 30 is Cole Lubbers. Number 32 is Wyatt Cavender. Then your starting 5 for Ridgeview. Number 10, Aiden Davis. Number 20, Brant Harris. Number 25, Colin Bradford. Number 31, Landon Ludwig. And number 35, Carter Hartress. So a couple of keys to the game here for your Cyclones, who will most likely start your standard 5 that they have all season long here. You're going to see Cooper Anderson. You're going to see Iomi, Efam, Torrin Eves, Nathan Marukas, Joe Hughes, Cooper Knapp. You're going to see all those guys, Graham Maxwell, rotate around to get things started. Now, our biggest thing is that at the guard position, we are not real tall. But and it looks like Ridgeview has some height advantage to us from the guard position. Now, down low with Joe Hughes and Cooper Knapp, we've got some good size down low. But the height that Ridgeview brings to the game tonight, both 7th and 8th grade, is going to be another one that we're going to have to really learn how to put a body on people, and we're going to have to learn quick. So those boys that have been working on that kind of thing all preseason long, they will have to implement that tonight from the starting get-go. Looking ahead to the 8th grade game, that one's going to be, we'll talk more about that later, but the key to that one is going to be keeping our three-headed monster out of foul trouble in the first half. We fought that the last couple of games, and then you get some good competition in there, and we'll have to see how that game is called. Good evening once again, about 3 minutes from tip-off. I'm Dan Kinzinger. Great to be here with you. From the UTSA, the loft, that is our broadcast area. So again, your 7th grade boys come into the season 3-0. Won the tip-off tournament, did not play last night against Bethel Lutheran. 8th grade did, but not 7th. So one game separates both squads, but both teams are undefeated yet to date. It'll be interesting to see how the Cyclones come out defensively and play against a team that can actually handle the ball, stay with them, and have probably practiced the press break. I know that you're going to see our Cyclones pressing from the first make, and that is going to be something that they're going to focus in depth on. And we'll see how their press works against the Mustangs this evening. So if you've joined us in the past, you have previously seen, I see we got several listeners clicking on here. If you've joined us in the past, you know that, we've done volleyball games. We're doing basketball games this season. We'll just pick up junior high basketball. Junior high volleyball, excuse me. This is what happens when I multitask. It's just not. It's my ADD. Kicks in all the time. We'll pick up junior high volleyball kicking off here mid-December. And then also at the beginning of December, varsity basketball, boys basketball will kick off, and we'll have those home games for you as well here on the Cyclone Broadcasting Network. All right, buzzer's going off. Teams are splitting up. We're going to do the national anthem and have an opening prayer. We'll take a listen with Mr. Dawson, and we'll be right back with you.
Thank you for attending today's basketball game with Ridgeview versus Cornerstone Christian Academy. If you would take a moment to bow your heads for a prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for a great day for basketball. Thank you for all the hard work that both teams have put forth before today. We pray a special blessing of health and safety over the athletes, fans, coaches, and officials, Lord. We pray that each team will show a great deal of sportsmanship and that today's game would be an act of worship towards you, Lord. In your name, amen. So please rise, face the flag for the national anthem.
All right, so 5 and 5 will make their way out onto the court here, and we'll see how these matchups are going to look, because I know that Ridgeview has quite a bit more size than what we do. Everybody's getting their last-minute huddles in here, last-minute orders, marching orders from Coach Smith. Everybody's taking their sweet time here, getting out there. This is interesting. Official still talking, just saying, hey, keep talking, whatever you guys want to do. Hey, it doesn't matter, right? All right, here we go. I think they're going to break up and go do this. There we go. All right. All right, so yes, there is a distinct height advantage in there. So Edison Wolf is into the game for Joe Hughes. Don't know if I see Joe down on the bench. I do not. It is Wednesday night, so Joe is probably not at the game. So Wolf getting the start. Cooper Knapp in there as well. Quickly, Ridgeview passes inside. Looks for a layup. No good. Rebound Knapp. Pushing up the court is Eves. And Torn hands off to Efam. Over far side, Maxwell. Back to Eves. And Torn sets back up the offense. Now top of the key. 0-0 just underway here in quarter number 1. Good competition. They're going to stretch this out. Play pretty tight man. Fires underneath. Cooper Knapp kicks back out. Maxwell looks at a long three but does not take it. Knapp was just a little bit too far underneath the basket. And they're going to call Maxwell with a carry. And so a first turnover of the day will go against the Cyclones. And Ridgeview back with it. 5:21 remaining here in quarter number 1. 0-0. Ridgeview on the far wing. Looks inside. That one knocked away by Efam, but recovered by the Mustangs. Back out three-pointer on the way. That one just off the back iron. Rebound fought for. And Efam kicks it out to Cooper Knapp. Cooper Knapp like a train down the lane. Left-hand layup off the glass. No good. That one's knocked around. Efam with the rebound. Throws one off the side of the rim. Rebound back to Eves. Kicks it out to Knapp. Top of the key. He loses the handle on it. And Ridgeview pulls it back. Now firing down court. This one could be trouble underneath the basket. They're going to roll back out with it. Pass it out. Saved back underneath. But saved to a Cyclone player. And it's getting a little crazy under here. Tried to feed inside to Wolf. Efam did. That one's going to go out of bounds and will stay Cyclone basketball. So Maxwell will have it. The boys are going to run their box play. We're going to see cross screening here. Knapp's going to come down, get it down the baseline. Nobody's there for it. A bad pass in by Maxwell. And quickly ahead to Ridgeview. And an easy, uncontested layup. And Ridgeview leads here 2-0. Inbounds pass comes to Efam. Left hand brings it up across the court. Tries to look into Wolf. That one tipped around back into his hands. Up and in. And Iomi Efam with the first 2 points of the night for the Cyclones. Tie this one up at 2. He will go to the line with a shot for a 3-point play. And that one's up and on its way, and a good shot by Iomi. Well done, Iomi. 3-0. Cyclones now lead by 1. Ridgeview brings it across the timeline. Finds a man underneath, wide open. Cooper Knapp drops back down, but not in time. Shot goes up, rolls around. Rebound Cornerstone. Efam, fast break. Left hand goes up with it. He's going to get fouled. Go back to the line again for 2 more. So great eyes. Iomi just is a defensive lightning bolt. He's everywhere and has great instinctiveness to the ball. And his first shot goes up, rattles around and out. He's now 1 for 2 for the day. We'll have one more. Second shot on its way. That one off the mark. So unable to capitalize on those 2 free throws. Keep those in the back of your mind. Ridgeview picks up the ball there at halftime. Looks to find it back. Iomi with the steal. Had to pick it up. Kicks it back to Graham Maxwell. That one gets loose. And number 20 for Ridgeview reaches in. And is going to pick up the foul. That's the 3rd team foul. And Ridgeview's going to press now. So Efam's going to look to pass it in. And do get it into Eves. Torren rolling around, and they're going to call, timeout. That's going to be a 30-second timeout, and it looks like called by Ridgeview. No, wouldn't have been called by Ridgeview because Cyclones had the ball. So Coach Smith calls that one. 3:40 remaining here in quarter number 1. 3-2 is the score. So the Cyclones sticking close here. And really, it's been Iomi Efam that has been the offensive presence, the only offensive scorer thus far here in the first couple of minutes, and has a couple of steals in there early as well. Kicked around, Torrin Eves back with it, kicks it back over. Efam, left-hand side, kicks it into Wolf. That one's on the ground, will be a jump ball. Nope, they're going to say it was on the out-of-bounds line. So last touch by Ridgeview. It'll be Cyclone ball. Maxwell underneath with it, looks for Eves. Gets it inbounds, but a little far, so Eves circles back around top of the key, now left-hand side. Cooper Knapp fires across, that one out of bounds, and it'll go back to Ridgeview. So Edison Wolf just touched the end of that as Knapp was just trying to get it across to Eves. And that deflected enough that it went out of bounds. Still 3-2. 3:21 remaining here in quarter number 1. Back outside, number 25 with it. On pressure by Eves. Now ball fake, left-hand dribble in baseline. Looking for a shot. Nothing there. Hands off 35. Turnaround jumper. No good. Rebound. Maxwell, or excuse me, that was Wolf with it. And they're going to catch number 25, who thought he had it in bounds but had a foot on the line, so it's going to go back to the Cyclones. And pressure coming by Ridgeview. Quickly into Eves. Over to Knapp. Now Maxwell on the far side. Maxwell loses that one off his foot, and that one's going to go out of bounds. And Maxwell not having a good start to this one. That's 3 turnovers now for Graham. .257 and counting now. Ridgeview back with it. Number 20 crossing the timeline and getting set in. Offense going. Pretty much your standard Indiana motion. Just a down screen on both sides. That one worked. 25 turn around right off the box. And Ridgeview now with up by 1, 4-3. Maxwell back with it. Another turnover by Maxwell. 25, little jumper. That one no good. Rebound Ridgeview right back up with it. Tipped. But they get the rebound again. Back to 25, turns around at the free throw line. Kick down, three-pointer on the way. That went off the front of the iron. Cooper Knapp with the rebound. Knapp says, I'm going to take it all the way down. Stops at the three-point line, turns around, kicks it back to Maxwell. Maxwell now on the left-hand side, trying to do something with it. And has it stolen. That's 5 turnovers now for Maxwell. And an easy layup. Makes it 6-3. Maxwell gets it back to Efam. Left-hand side. Efam takes it in, fires down, looking for Cooper Knapp. That one's going to go out of bounds. And another turnover. And I've been saying Maxwell. I don't believe it's Maxwell. I think I was wrong. I know I was wrong. Let me get back to that. That was Cooper Anderson now with 5 turnovers, not Maxwell. Maxwell's now into the game for Anderson. Sorry about that. I've been saying the wrong name. Turnover by Ridgeview gives the ball back to the Cyclones. So at the minute 43, Cyclones right back in it. All right. Efam looking for Eves. Nope, gets it into Maxwell. Tipped out of bounds, though, by the Ridgeview defender. So passing, Efam has a great knack for passing, or excuse me, a great knack for stealing, but his passing and his offensive game are what struggle the most, but his defensive wizardry is fantastic. Down here on that end. Foul's going to be called, but not in the act of shooting. Cyclones back underneath. Ridgeview right with it. Could have been a double dribble. Didn't call it. Another double dribble could have been. Didn't call it. Fire it back inside. Number 20, a little 4-foot jumper. That off the front of the glass. Wolf in there for the rebound. They don't get it. Maxwell with the rebound. Takes it up on the left-hand side, but goes out of bounds with it. So that number 2 position for the Cyclones here has struggled mightily. Finally against some competition. Number 31 in there. Eves on him. Turn around in the paint. That's a travel. Ridgeview leads 6-3. We'll see if we can't get an offensive play in here. Ball comes into Maxwell. Looking up. Lob up to Wolf. Wolf back to Maxwell. He picked up his dribble at half court. Can't do that. turnover, Ridgeview. Easy right-hand layup. Missed it, though. Rebound number 25 puts that one up and in. And the Mustangs now lead 8-3. And Steve Smith wants a timeout to talk this one over. So the Cyclones facing their largest deficit of the season this far, 5 points. And those 3 points that they have came back all the way from the first minute of the ball game. So they've gone scoreless now for about 4 minutes and have struggled to get up and really get into their offense. Team fouls. Ridgeview, Mustangs have 3. Cyclones only have 1. And that one on Iomi. They're underneath the basket. All right, Ridgeview coming back out. Cyclones making their way back out as well. So you've got Maxwell, you've got Eves. You've got Efam, Knapp, and Wolf. Get it into Knapp. Knapp's not afraid to take it up by himself. They're going to get number 25 with the body. And so that'll be team foul number 4, and I believe the second on number 25. I don't know if I'm going to see that or not up on the scoreboard. Yep, second for number 25. Trap coming up. Maxwell gets out of it. Eves back with it. He's got to get up across half court here. He loses the ball out of bounds. And that'll be another turnover. So Cyclones really struggling in the ball handling category. And you hear Coach Smith down there saying, pass the ball around. You got to keep that ball moving. Ridgeview with it on the far sideline on their end. Inbound to number 31. That's Eves' man. Out to the wing. He's wide open. Takes a three-pointer on the way. That one long. Rebound, Ridgeview, but they're going to say number 35 was over the back of Cooper Knapp. And we'll pick up the foul. That's the 5th team foul for Ridgeview. Efam and the Cyclones here trying to run a press break. Knapp feeds it back to Efam. Cutting down the middle. Left-hand layup. That one up and off the mark. Rebound Maxwell puts that right back up. That misses. And the Cyclones shooting woes from inside 6 feet continue. Quickly down the other end. Number 10 uncontested by himself. And it's 10-3. Back to Maxwell. Trying to break the press. They do get it down here. Looks down to Efam. Nice. Takes his time, but shoots that one long. And a jump ball will keep it down on the Cyclones' end. That's got to be so incredibly frustrating as Ridgeview calls a timeout here as the coach when you've got just a perfect jumper, from 3 feet out, and you airmail it 3 foot past the basket. But that's part of this. It's part of this learning curve. You take those frustrations, you adjust with them, and that's what grows these kids. It frustrates the snot out of me, yeah. But let these kids learn. Let them grow. And Cooper Knapp, Iomi Efam turn into a couple of heck of good ball players here. All right, Cyclones are going to have it underneath their own bucket. They trail by 7, 10-3 here in quarter number 1. 5 seconds remaining, so we have time for one play. Really get it inbounds and get set and take a shot here. We'll see. Going to get it inbounds. Nope, turn it over. Turnover number 10 for the Cyclones. Three-pointer on the way, and he sinks it from the volleyball spike line about 4 feet past half court. 13-3. That's how the first quarter is going to end on a miracle three-pointer by the Mustangs. 10-point lead, and the Cyclones not used to this. So this is all brand new territory for him here today. I know Steve Smith is down there. He was prepared for this. He even said we're going to switch up our offense just a little bit, and I think that was because he wasn't going to have Joseph Hughes in there, which really kind of changes a lot of things when you're matching up against a team with the size of Ridgeview. And so he knew he was going to have a tough test tonight, and so the boys came in extra early to work a little bit on the offense. And we'll see what kind of adjustments he's going to make here in quarter number 2. Scoreboard's wrong. 28 minutes on the clock for quarter number 2. That's my daughter saying sorry that everybody can hear. And that's her friend Briley laughing next to her. Dalzon and Mr. List right there next to them. It's one big happy family all up on the lunch table up here. All right, here we go. 13-3, Ridgeview leads here at the beginning of quarter number 2. They're going to have the ball, take it out at half court. Eves, Efam, Marukas into the game now. Maxwell and Wolf. A ball on the ground, recovered by Eves. Kicks it back out to Maxwell. Gets it back over to Eves. Eves turns, looks down, back to Efam. Wide open. Ball fake here, looking. Gets it back out to Maxwell. Maxwell's looking for Marukas. Finds him over on the side. Marukas had to take a dribble. Kicks it back out to Maxwell. Looking inside. He's going to lose that one out of bounds. So that 2-guard has just not had very good luck here for the Cyclones tonight. Cooper Anderson's going to check in for Torn Eves. Anderson gets it down the baseline, rotates in, left hand, kind of throws it up there, not going to happen. Rebound, and that one goes to Marukas. On the near side, lobs it back to the middle. Maxwell with it. Tries to take a shot, and he's going to get called for a travel. I believe he came back down. So another turnover for the Cyclones. 13-3 still, 5:19 remaining here in quarter number 2. Number 20 comes across the lane, cuts down in the middle. Down baseline jumper for Ridgeview. That one's off the mark. Rebound over the back. They're not going to call it. And they're actually going to call... They're going to call Cooper Anderson for that. His first, team second. Lob inbounds to Maxwell's man, who's about a foot bigger than him. He takes one drop step to the left, puts a layup in, and it's 15-3. Efam now top of the key, looks under Marukas, little floater, that one up and in. And the Cyclones picks up their first 2 points since a minute into the game. 4:47 remaining, 31, ball fake shot from about 10 feet, that one up and in. He's going to be a nice shooter. And they're going to get Anderson with the walk, and that's turnover number 6 for Cooper Anderson. Ball is inbounded at the free throw line. 31 turns around, takes another shot, and he makes that. 19-5. Cyclones in trouble here. Marukas, ball fake, looks, drives down to the middle. Left-hand layup off the glass, off the mark. Tipped by Efam, but that's going to be tipped out of bounds, out of the hands of number 31, and Ridgeview will have it again. 4:21 remaining here in quarter number 2. Cyclones trail by 14. Number 20 brings it across the timeline, out to the wing. Nap on him, looking inside, tipped, and Efam right there for the recovery. Taking it all the way in the paint, left-hand layup up and in. And Iomi getting a little more comfortable out there, especially with that left hand. Looked good, kid. 19-7. Cyclones trying to climb back into this one. That one's in trouble, kicked around. They're going to say he was on the sideline. So a turnover here. Cyclones with an opportunity to cut it back to 10. Efam does get it inbounds to Knapp. He's going to get called for a travel. Yeah, more so than a foul. Knapp, it's not scared of putting the ball onto the ground. Not a guard, but not afraid of becoming one. Ridgeview back with it. Number 31 who scored the last few. That one turned over by Anderson. And then number 20 is going to get called for the foul there. That should be team foul number 6. So one away for 1-1. Substitutions coming into the game for Ridgeview. Number 20 will get a breather. Marukas and Anderson flip-flopping a little bit. Ball comes into Marukas. Body pressure by number 10. And they're going to call Marukas for double dribble. So turnover for the Cyclones. Gives the ball back to the Mustangs. Down top of the key. Number 31 rolls in with it at the free throw line. Stops, pops, left hand. And I believe he's got 8 now. 21-7. Inbound Anderson. Left-hand side. And number 4 is going to get called for riding Cooper Anderson. And I think what you're going to see is the officials recognize, just as they do in our 8th grade game, when a team is struggling to get the ball up, especially against a press or struggling with ball handling, you have got to allow them you're not going to be able to get away with anything. So just riding him, even with a hand on the side, is going to be a call. It's not. I'm not saying it's right, but that's just what's going to happen at this age. So Anderson goes to the free throw line, 1-1, misses the front end, gets his own rebound. Looking back, just kind of throws one up. That was not what they were hoping to do. Anderson tries to save it, but right to number 31. Marukas on the way back. Steals it. Nope. Ball's going to be on the ground. Ridgeview back with it. Going to call a jump ball. And that one's going to go back to Cornerstone. 21-7. Back to a 14-point game. And Ridgeview going to pull off the press. So Maxwell will have it here. Hand it back to Efam. Maxwell rotating around. Cooper Knapp in right. Ball hit him right on the stomach. He takes a shot. That one blocked out of bounds, so the Cyclones will have it underneath their own bucket. Looks in, finds Efam. That one's going to go out of bounds. It will stay Cyclone ball. Just going to switch sides. Same play. Watch Efam flash across again. He does. This one goes out to Marukas. He's going to get called for double dribble, I believe, again. Yep, double dribble. And it comes back to Ridgeview. 21-7, 2:49 remaining here in the second quarter. Out on the wing now. Back to the middle, number 4. Back to the near side, 12. Still keeping it out. Iomi Efam steps in front of that one. And it goes out of bounds. Ridgeview's going to maintain control on their side. Near sideline, looking to get it in. Number 5 rolls to the top of the key. He's guarded by Marukas. They're going to say he took a step and traveled. So a turnover coming back to the Cyclones. So Cyclones now have it. Ridgeview's pulled off the press. Efam left-hand side. Takes it now. Marukas three-pointer on the way. That one long. Rebound Knapp. Puts one up. That one off the mark. And Ridgeview comes away with it. Ridgeview pushing it on the left-hand side. Stops at half court. Hands off number 4. Now near side. Number 5, three-pointer on the way. That one's up and good as the bank is open for Ridgeview. And the thumping is on. 24-7 here. Ridgeview on top of the Cyclones. Cooper Knapp in there. Floats one in. That one's going to be called foul on the ground. Should be 1-1 now. Cyclones only 1 for 4 thus far. Knapp in there now. Cooper makes the first one, 2 for 5. And it looks like Cyclones are going to call a 30-second timeout. I was kind of watching here what Coach was wanting. So a 30-second timeout with 2:03 remaining here in quarter number 2. Cyclones trail 24-8. I'd like to talk just a little bit about what we've been seeing here in this game thus far. And just see here, everybody's looking at you. You might as well talk. My wife doesn't want to talk. She was actually, I don't know if she was swinging. She was swinging. Come here for a second. All right, 24-9. That makes the second one. Now back to a 15-point game. Ridgeview with it on their side. That one knocked around. Great defense there by Maxwell. Iomi chases after that one, and he's going to say that one hit the outside out of bounds line, so it'll go back to Ridgeview. 1:51 remaining here in quarter number 2. They get it in bounds. Iomi steps right in front of this one, has a fast break, wide open, takes it up and misses it. And a nice recovery by Marukas. So Nathan Marukas has his 4th point of the game. 24-11, another timeout by Ridgeview here. I think they're going to say that they're going to put the press back on for the last minute and a half here of the second quarter. And, it's one of those things where the Cyclones have a little bit of an opportunity to set that offense up and make a couple of screens. There is a little bit of movement in there. And so that has been allowing the Cyclones to get the ball inside and at least attempt a shot. But the press, full court press, has really hampered them getting the ball down. They're going to go back in with a 2-1-2. It's a man press, but Wolf was guarding the inbounds guy. He came all the way back to half court just to play a little extra defense. So it was almost like a one in box. Not a box in one, but a one in box. All right, 24-11. Ridgeview still back with it, looking in. They do get it. And he could be in trouble. Nice save there by number 1. Kicks that back around. 25 picks it up. Now penetrates in a little bit. Has it knocked back around. Good defense here by the Cyclones. Epham right up on him. Hands the ball back out, rotating around near side. Kicks it out and down. Number 1, far side. Feeding it back in. Top of the key. Near side. They have a swing man going down baseline. That one lobbed to the middle and off the hands of 25 and rebound. Stolen, I guess, by Iomi Epham. And then Edison Wolf with a travel. Painful. Unguarded. Takes a couple of steps. 25 looking to get the ball inbounds. Has to fire across court up to number 4. Top of the key, guarded by Epham. Now left-hand side, number 1 guarded by Maxwell. Ball fake right, dribble in left, now back to number 5. Looking into the paint, stolen by Knapp. Knapp with it, takes it right hand, because that's what he does, goes down the court, and in the paint, turns around and lobs one in. Cooper Knapp picking up a couple points. Stolen by Epham and Maxwell. Knapp now, top of the key, at the free throw line. Turns around, little floater up in the air. Wolf tries to rebound it, but Ridgeview comes out with it and then dribbles it out of bounds. So turnover coming back to the Cyclones, and the Cyclones, with 27 seconds to go, could bring this back to a 9-point game. Epham in there, and they're going to say He made it but traveled. Didn't put the ball on the ground and took 3 steps. Ball comes in. This one goes out of bounds and will come back to the Cyclones. So Sarah Kinzinger here. And Sarah Kinzinger, how many of these students did you have in your class in 3rd grade? Did you have any of these students? Any in kindergarten? No? Too old? All right. All right. Rebound there off the miss. Back to Ridgeview. She's going far away from me. It's not funny. She wants nothing to do with this broadcast. Quickly up to EFAM. Left-hand layup. That one up and good. And the Cyclones back within 9. And that's how the second quarter will end. Down by as many as 16. The Cyclones bring it back to 24-15 at halftime. So life has been brought back here a little bit. We will we'll have to see how the Cyclones make some adjustments at the half. I would imagine we're going to see Ridgeview buckle down and tighten up that press, and we're probably going to see that press for another quarter to a quarter and a half here during the 3rd and 4th quarter. That's really what shut the Cyclones down early. Cyclones playing well. I know it doesn't reflect it, but finally, I think for the first time all season, seeing some competition. And I think it took the boys about a quarter to get into it. But now they realize what they're dealing with, and I think they've sold themselves, hey, we can compete. We can even win this game. This is not a game that is out of their reach by any stretch of the imagination. So we'll see what Coach Smith does here at the half. All right, we'll be back here in just a few minutes with quarter number 2 and some stats. right, back with you now here at Cornerstone Christian Academy, where the Cyclones 7th grade trail the Mustangs from Leroy 24-15. Got a couple minutes left here before we kick off or tip off quarter number 3. We'll look here at some stats. So after one quarter, the Ridgeview Mustangs were leading the Cornerstone Cyclones 13-3. But in the second quarter, Cyclones outscored the Mustangs 12-11. So that makes the halftime score 24-15. A 9-point deficit for the 7th grade here. But the Cyclones fighting back here a little bit. I'm looking at turnovers. Oh, wow. Okay, so, the stats are not correct. Okay. We only have 4 turnovers is what it said. I know one player that's got 6. So I'm not going to go through turnovers because those aren't correct. But points-wise, Iomi Ephraim leads the way with 7. Cooper Knapp's got 4, and Marukas has 4. That's your only scores for the Cyclones. Rebounds, Knapp's got 3, and Epham's got 2. So Iomi Ephraim really the MVP thus far for the Cyclones, and it's his defensive prowess that has really does such a great job out there on the court. So Cyclones 3-0 on the season, but this is really their first major test. And the Cyclones really have not been put in a position where they're trailing at by this kind of a margin this late in the ball game. So it'll be interesting to see here what kind of adjustments they made at halftime, and if that will translate into some different offensive and defensive outcomes here in the second half. Ridgeview starters back out there. We'll see what the Cyclone starters are going to be. All right, so you are going to have Cooper Anderson. You're going to have Cooper Knapp, Torrin Eves, Iomi Epham, and Edison Wolf. Same as your starting 5 back at the beginning. Ridgeview looking to inbound the ball. They do, into number 20. They're going to have the ball to start things off. Have to get it across court under full pressure here. 31 by himself, goes into the paint, stops, gets that one blocked by Wolf, gets his own rebound, turns left-hand layup, runs in, and good at number 31. Gets things started early for the Mustangs. 26-15, back to 11-point lead. Anderson brings the ball across half court. And Anderson with turnover number 7. Carries the ball, and he's just having an off night tonight. Ridgeview gets the ball inbounds. Eves back with it. Back top of the key, number 31. Kicks it baseline, back inside, number 20. Tries to go up with it, and Epham's going to get called for the foul. So 20 will go to the free throw line here, and again, we're back to that pressure that the Mustangs are putting on. Two shots coming. Number 20's first shot, that one off the mark. Still 11-point game here. 5:25 just underway in quarter number 3. 26-15 is the score. Second shot up, that one in. So a 3-point swing here early on. Eves brings that across top of the key. Anderson back with it. Looking down low, back to Eves. Cut back into Anderson. In trouble. Now had it knocked around. Wolf gets it, kind of tosses one up there. Rebound Mustangs. 31 looking down the court, wide open. They were cherry picking a little bit. 25 goes up and sinks it. 29-15, so a 5-0 run here by the Mustangs to begin quarter number 3. Trying to get an offense going here. Turnover by Eves. I think he was hoping Anderson would come to it. That one's going to go long and out of bounds, though, the pass. So it'll go back to the Cyclones. So some frustration setting in for the boys. And it's going to be, this is the first time that they've experienced this. So the frustration will translate into learned abilities. As in order to grow, you got to be pressed at times. Eves turns that one over on the pass. Number 5 back 25 with it. He was going to be the last one to touch it as that one rolls up and out of bounds. And it'll come back to the Cyclones. All right, Eves back with it. Over to Anderson on the far side, on the wing. And Anderson's going to have turnover number 8. Carried again, and Marukas is going to check in for Anderson. Ball comes in to number 20, down low, 25, three-pointer on the way. That one's a little bit long, but 35 right there for the rebound. Turns around, puts it up, misses it. Rebound back to the Mustangs. Kicks it out, 31, three-pointer, no good. Rebound Mustangs again, and they're going to call jump ball as Eves and Wolf were down there. I'm not sure which one had the hands on it, but that one's going to go the way of the Cyclones, 29-15. So Efam and Eves now at the top of the key. Back to a two-guard set. Efam turns that one over and then knocked back away. Cyclones back up with it. Wolf puts it up. That one off the glass, miss. Rebound, Ridgeview. Ridgeview back with it. And he's going to get called for double dribble. And it'll come back to the Cyclones. So both teams struggle here just a little bit. But the Cyclones have not scored here yet this quarter. 3:33 remaining. Almost halfway through quarter number 3. Eves with it. Good pressure by Ridgeview. Picked up his dribbles. Dribble looking for Knapp. And turned it over. Kicked it long. Down baseline 21. Right-hand layup by himself. That one's good. And it's back to a 16-point game. Eves with it now. Leans in, spins to his left, picked up his dribble, in trouble, kicking it back out to Efam. And has got to hold on to his dribble a little bit longer than that. Now picked up his dribble again on the baseline, tries to get that one to Knapp. And that one was stolen by Ridgeview, and mercifully, they're going to call a jump ball and not a foul. And it's going to go back to Ridgeview. 20 with it, now rolls to the right. Has a wide open lane, kicks it back out, baseline 35 with it. Feeds it inside, turnover to Edison Wolf. Out to Cooper Knapp, and hands off to Eves. Eves, keep your dribble, kid. Nope, pass just too weak. And a stolen attempt by Ridgeview, knocked out of bounds, so Cyclones will maintain it. And a timeout. Full timeout coming. As Coach Smith wants to talk this, and I think he wants to talk about, what not only what the guard needs to do when he's coming down and trying to pass, but also what, the guy who's passing to needs to do. You've got to step to that ball, and you've got to come to the ball, especially when you see a guard pick up his dribble that far away from the basket and then get double-teamed. He's in trouble. You've got to go to the ball and make yourself available. Anytime a guard picks up a ball, it's typically because they're in trouble. If they hold their dribble, you've got freedom to move around. And then on the flip side of it, if you are the guard, you've got to put yourself in a position to where when you pass, in junior high, you don't have the strength to one-arm pass right now. It's going to be picked off, especially outside of 8 foot. So you've got to put yourself in a position where you can do a two-handed bounce pass or a two-hand chest pass and get it to the guy you're going to need, or at least be seasoned enough to ball fake when you're playing somebody who's got defense like Mustangs do here. 31-15. That's the score here in quarter number 3, a 16-point lead for Ridgeview. So you got Maruka, Snaps, EFAM, Eves, and Wolf. Marukas is going to take it out of bounds. And you got pressure all over. Eves does get it in. He went the wrong, trying to get back to the middle. He does make it back and then has it stolen by number 20 by himself. Right-hand layup up and in. And it's an 18-point ball game. EFAM brings it across. Nice bounce pass into Marukas. He was in trouble, does get it away to Knapp. Knapp on the far side, back out to Eves. Eves now rolls baseline. Two-hand bounce pass. Beautiful pass by Eves into Wolf. Wolf in trouble. Over to Marukas. Ball fake, up, baseline floater. That one rolls around. And rebound to the Mustangs. Mustangs pushing it up on the left-hand side now. Quick 15-foot jumper. That one missed. Rebound tied up. Two of them have it. 35 gets it, throws it back up. And that one no good. Rebound Eves. He's not afraid to get right in there. There you go. Two-handed bounce pass into Knapp. Kicks it outside. Marukas three-pointer on the way. That one off the mark. Rebound back to Ridgeview. Fast break attempt. Right-hand layup. That one off. Gets his own rebound. Puts it up and in. And Ridgeview now leads with a minute 16 remaining in quarter number 3. 35-15. Eves with it, crossing the timeline. Not a good pass. He leaned back and tried to chuck it, and everybody can see that. Everybody knows exactly where he's going with it. He's got to get himself set, stop, ball fake, and then drop a bounce pass in. Marukas gets it into Knapp, who takes it baseline and throws one up off the bottom of the rim. Rebound Mustangs. Long pass down, stolen by Marukas, and he's going to push things. Looking up the court, Knapp. But Knapp not quite tall enough. That pass a little bit long by Nathan. Turnover back to Ridgeview. We stopped counting turnovers. The Cyclones now have a lot. This has not been the best ball-handled game. And they really lack that solid ball handler. Good defense there by Torrent Eves. Knock it away, but Ridgeview back with it. And Cooper Knapp's going to get called for the foul right there. And so it'll be Ridgeview ball underneath their own basket. Ball out of bounds, number 4, looks inside, 35. Nice ball fake turn. Shot no good. Rebound Knapp. Knapp trying to clear it out, does to Eves. Eves now on the wing. Dribbles down. Nice pass to Marukas. Three-pointer on the way. That one long. And rebound Mustangs. Cyclones still haven't scored here. Pass up ahead, 25, puts that one up off the mark. Rebound Mustangs back up, that one off the mark. Back rebound again, shot goes up. And they're going to get either Marukas or Wolf on the arm, but Ridgeview's going to go to the line for 2 shots here. 25, that's going to be Eves, actually, they're going to get. They're going to say he wasn't shooting, so interesting. Lob inbounds, 35 gets it. Nope, Wolf right there to steal it. And that's how the third quarter is going to end. 35-15. The Mustangs score 11 in that corner. To the Cyclones, nothing. So don't hang your head here, boys. This was just a tough quarter. And again, just those small things. Again, we're seeing the pressure. We're seeing the defensive pressure for the first time. So you're seeing a lot of turnovers from our guards. And that's just because they've not experienced this before. Okay? They've not had that full court pressure. And the Cyclones are seeing it now for the first time and struggling to get that ball up. And then when they do cross, this is their first time really with defense on them and having to stop and ball fake and make a good solid pass to the ball to the recipient. They have been able in the first 3 games of the season just kind of throw it around where they want, but not from here on out. Not going to be able to. 35-15, it's a 20-point lead here going into quarter number 4. And we'll see what the Cyclones are going to do here. All right, so a line change here. You're going to have Parker, Wolf, Washington, Maxwell and Kinzinger into the game. Ball's going to come in to Maxwell. Maxwell with it on the right-hand side. Dribbles in down the lane. Has a wide-open shot blocked by number 35, who comes in like 7'2" against Graham Maxwell, who's probably 4'8". Parker's going to have it underneath the Cyclone bucket. Inbound to Kinzinger. Kinzinger looking what to do with it now. Kicks it back to Parker. And ball's going to go on the ground. Jump ball. And Kinzinger needs to be able to dribble that one out. Not be afraid to put that one on the ground. Turnover to Ridgeview. Ridgeview back with it now. Number 4 takes it all the way down, fires across 35. Shot in the paint, that one up and in. And it's now 37-15. Maxwell with it. Ball dribbles to his right. Pass down to Washington. Washington now on the outside, down the baseline. Turns, rotates back in, and throws this one away. And they're going to get number 4, Ridgeview, trying to pass the ball up the court, but he's going to get called for the travel. So Parker will take it back out for the Cyclones. Ball comes inbounds to Maxwell, back with Parker, but a bad pass, and Ridgeview comes away with it. Fires back to the middle. Lob down low. Wolf right there. Ball goes down on the ground, and Ridgeview back with it. He's covering it up, but nobody else is grabbing it. And then Maxwell goes down there, and they're going to say timeout. Yep, so Ridgeview's going to get called for the timeout. So this one is not going to end well for the Cyclones. 37-15, 5:08 remaining here in quarter number 4. And I think Coach Smith is letting some of the younger guys get some experience in there with some defensive pressure. And that'll be the first time for a lot of these kids, starters and bench players as well. First time that a lot of them have seen, good stout defense played up against them. So at the half, it was 24-15. And Ridgeview has outscored the Cyclones 13-0 since that point. Cyclones have not scored in the second half. It's fourth quarter, about a minute in. So a 7-minute scoring drought. Parker will guard the inbounds pass. It comes in. Number 12 now with it, top of the key. Maxwell down low. Parker all over the place. Shot goes up. Wolf in there trying to get the rebound. He's going to get it, but it's going to go off his hand onto the baseline. And it's going to stay Ridgeview ball. Ridgeview gets the ball in. That one's going to go out of bounds. And it will be Cornerstone ball. Kinzinger will bring the ball up for the Cyclones. Cross the timeline, hand it off to Maxwell. Maxwell takes it up to the right, lob inbounds to Wolf by himself underneath there, but just a little too far underneath. And rebound Ridgeview. Mustangs back with it. Maxwell right there, trying to feed it down. Good defense here by the Cyclones. Number 12 underneath by himself. That one off the mark. Washington gives chase. That one's going to go out of bounds. And the official's going to say last touch by Ridgeview. 37-15. Cyclones have gone 7.5 minutes here without scoring. Maxwell with it, drives right-handed, 1 point, one hand in there. That one's off the mark. Wolf throws one up. No good, gets his own rebound, tries again. And that should have been a travel on Ridgeview. But they come out with it. Number 12 all the way down the court is going to get fouled by Xavier Washington. And Washington saved a couple of points there. But Ridgeview go to the line here for 2 shots, as that will be team foul number 5. $37-15. Fourth quarter, Cyclones trail by 22. That one off the mark for number 12 from Ridgeview. And a line change coming in again for the Cyclones. So you're going to have number 14. Let me get over here to this. So Keegan White checks into the game. Liam Nordyke checks into the game. William Blackburn in as well. Cooper Anderson in at the guard position. And Zeke Miller in for the first time tonight. Shot up by the Mustangs. Second shot good, 38-15. And Anderson with it now at the point guard position. Rolls around left-hand side, two-hand layup. That one up, no good. Rebound, Ridgeview. Under pressure, lobs it underneath. And that ball is going to go long and out of bounds. And they're going to say it was off a Mustang player, so it's going to come back to the Cyclones. Miller's going to throw it in. Over to Anderson. Anderson at the top of the key. Far side, bad pass, and that one's going to go long and out of bounds for Blackburn. So a turnover back to Ridgeview. .343. The Cyclones have not scored this second half. And Ridgeview back with it. So subs into the game. Number one shoots that one. Anderson back with it. Rebound. And we'll turn around and bring this one up. Fires down the court. Over to Miller. Now hands it off. Blackburn with it. And that's a turnover. Ridgeview back with it. Don't have numbers. They're going to get called for travel right there. And it will come back to the Cyclones. So the Cyclones, the story of the night, they had it back to 9 at the half, and then the offense has been quiet since. And that one's going to go over and back. Another turnover there by Anderson. Tough one, but a great opportunity to learn there. That's from the point guard position. Ridgeview drives into the paint, rebound Cyclones. That was Keegan White with the rebound. Anderson with it back on the near side. Ball fakes right, goes back to the left now. Under good pressure, and passes over to Blackburn. Blackburn now going down baseline, takes one up. That one a little bit long. Rebound to the Mustangs. Mustangs looking up the court. Turn around, about a 7-footer. That one just off the glass. Rebound. Number 13, Zeke Miller. Anderson back with it. Screen. Nice screen by Miller. Anderson by himself takes it down the lane. There it is. And Cooper Anderson for 2 points. Snaps the scoring drought and makes this one 38-17. Ridgeview now just... There's not much offense running right here. It's kind of hard to... call. The younger kids, it's a little more difficult to watch the offense and to follow it at times. Foul's going to be called there. So Ridgeview's going to have it. Substitutions back in the game. So Blackburn, White, and Anderson sub out, and Washington, Maxwell, and Kinzinger check in. Ridgeview fires one up long. That one's going to go long and out of bounds. So Cyclones will take over. Maxwell will bring it up. Crosses the timeline. Now goes to his right. All the way down to the baseline. In trouble. Hands off to Maxwell. Kicks it out to Kinzinger. Kinzinger with it now. Takes it left. In. Dribbles around. Now down the paint. Little shot goes up. That one off the mark. Rebound over to Wolf. Wolf shot off the mark. Nope, check that. That was Zeke Miller's shot off the mark. Rebound back to Ridgeview. Nice steal by Graham Maxwell. So he's going to push things. He's got Washington on the far side. Turns around, passes it off to Kinzinger. Kinzinger now with the top of the key, loses that one. That's going to be a jump ball. And it's going to stay with the Cyclones. Nordyke will throw this one in. Maxwell gets this one. Turns around, drives in the paint, looks down Washington, wide open, 15-foot jumper. That one just off the mark. And rebound over to the Mustangs. 12 with it, top of the key, hands off to number 1. 54 seconds remaining here in quarter number 4. Long pass down underneath. Goes long and out of bounds, so the Cyclones will get this one back. Only 2 points have been scored. Those were by Cooper Anderson in the second half. Maxwell will bring this across the timeline. Fires down underneath. Washington was right there, but maybe a little too far underneath the basket. Rebound goes to Ridgeview. Now across. Stolen by Kinzinger. Kinzinger has a fast break. Has it knocked away. And just out of bounds. And so the Cyclones will have it out of bounds underneath their own basket. Nordyke will throw it in. Maxwell with it on the baseline. Heaves one up. That's a great shot by Graham Maxwell. Down from the corner, actually underneath the base of the basket. Almost forces a turnover. That should have been travel. No call. 38-19. 8 seconds remaining here. Ridgeview back with it. 4 seconds. They had a man wide open underneath, unable to get it to him. And that's how it will end. 38-19. The Cyclones dropping their first game of the season and falling to 3-1 on the year. So what did we learn this game? All right, so we have learned that we have a lot of work to do from the guard position. And again, you're going to hear me talk like this all season long, and I will do this at every age level. This is a very young team. This is a team that has some struggles when it comes to handling the ball. And those struggles were emphasized tonight when the team when you had a very good defensive team on there. We do lack that true point guard. And while there's some good ball players out there, we lack that solid ball handler. And I can say that I've coached for years, and I've had that. And you've got some decent ball players. You've got some players that can score and do certain things right, but you're really lacking that solid core defense or ball handling person. And so that's something that Coach, I'm sure, will be focusing on as well. When you can't get the ball up the court and you are struggling to make some passes, it really takes shooting completely out of the game because, in that second half, we only scored 4 points. And 4 points, I don't care who you are, that's not going to do you any good anywhere. And so, but it wasn't because of shot attempts. It was just because we couldn't get the ball into where we needed. So it's something that was just emphasized tonight for the very first time, and that was all just because we've matched up against a Ridgeview team that just outmatched us. And we'll learn. We will grow. These players, each one of them, will get better, and it's going to be fantastic to watch a game from the first part of the season to the end of the season. And as they continue to practice, as they continue to grow, as they continue to learn. And tonight's a big step in that direction. So the Cyclones now falling to 3-1. Losses hurt, but sometimes they're the thing that spur the most growth. And I think in this case that will be the case. Look at a couple of stats here before we take a quick break before the 8th grade game. So the final point totals here, not much different than halftime. Marukas had 4, EFAM had 7, Anderson had 2, Knapp had 4, and Maxwell had 2. And Anderson and Maxwell both of their the only 2 points that were scored in the second quarter. Steal-wise, I think these are off too, but EFAM, I think that's pretty accurate with 4. And then Wolf had 3 underneath, and those came from those lob passes up underneath. And then turnovers. List Anderson has 5, and then we had 14 as a team. Eves had 4, Marukas had 3. Washington had 1, Knapp had 1, and Kinzinger had 1. I think we had a litany more than that, but it doesn't matter. I think it goes to emphasize some things that I know the coaches are going to address here the next week. All right, that's how it ends. Your Cyclone 7th grade now dropping to 3-1 on this young season. We'll have the 8th grade game coming up, and probably their toughest matchup of the season tonight, as well as their 4-0 Cyclones take on the Mustangs from Ridgeview. We'll be right back with game number 2, and we'll talk about this one here in just a few minutes. Good evening and welcome back to Cornerstone Christian Academy here from the main gymnasium as we're getting set for game number 2 of our doubleheader tonight against the Mustangs from Ridgeview. Good evening once again. I'm Dan Kinzinger. Glad to be here with you. And our 8th grade team now sporting a 4-0 record. They're on the far side of the court, and the black warm-ups are looking to extend that now and make it 5-0 against the Ridgeview Mustangs. So the Mustangs come in here tonight, and it's going to be a team that we have not ran into before. You've got a considerably different level of talent with this Mustang squad that you do than you have seen thus this season. So it'll be interesting to see how our Cyclones come out and play. So I think there's going to be 3 keys to this game, 3 big keys. The first key to this game is going to be keeping our big 3 out of foul trouble. And I'm talking Ben Toma, I'm talking Evan Tom, and Joel Dalzon. Mainly Toma. If you can keep Toma out of foul trouble, I think this ball game is going to be a very competitive one. But if Toma and Tom get into foul trouble here early on in the first half, this is going to be a struggle all night long. The one thing we do have going with us is that a lot of these fouls that we've seen that our big 3 have gotten are often called once we are up by 15, 20 or more points. And I don't think that is going to be the case tonight. I think this is going to be a lot closer. And so I think a lot of these ticky-tack fouls are going to go the way of the dodo. I don't think we're going to see those tonight. But we're going to have to be very cautious so that we don't pick up that 3rd foul here in the second quarter and find ourselves on the bench. The other things that we're going to need to do tonight, Andrick Shippert. Shippert is going to have to be huge on the boards tonight. So Ridgeview, as you're watching them warm up right here, they have got some big boys out there in 8th grade. And you're going to have these guys that are definitely going to need to be boxed out, and it's going to take some muscle to do it. And then finally, rotating around to the other side of the things, Nathan Marukas, a young 6th grader, that is a shooting phenom. He's fantastic, and but he is a 6th grader, and so there's a lot of parts of his physicality that have not developed. He's not, doesn't carry the same strengths that you're going to see an Evan Tom or a Ben Toma carry, but that comes because it's two years difference. And he's playing up on the 8th grade squad, but they've got him in there because of his shooting capability and that outside threat. Toma, great outside shooter. Tom, outside shooter. But Dalzon, really the inside presence. You're going to see Dalzon run a lot from the point guard position, and that's something that I know Coach is going to want to try to swap him out of and get him down to the forward position as this goes on a little bit farther. All right, so that's how it's going to line up. 0-0. Cyclones getting set. To expand their record to 5-0. If you're just joining in, our 7th grade squad, they did not have a great night tonight. They fell to Ridgeview 39 to 17. All right, so you've got Shippert, you've got Toma, you've got Tom, Dalzon, and Marukas out there to start for the Cyclone 8th grade. Dalzon in there to jump against number 24, already outsizes him by about a foot. And he's looking to say, who do I tip to? And already lining up Tom where he wants Tom to go. Marukas had a chain on. So the official said, I got to get that off. He does. And here we go. Dalzon quickly wins that tip right back to him. He's going to push the envelope here. Kicks it down low. Marukas right off the bat. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound Tom. Tries to get it over to Dalzon. Turned it back over. And Ridgeview coming up. Number 3 right underneath the basket. First 2 points of the game. Scored by Ridgeview. 2-0. Toma bringing it up on the far sideline. Down the court. Pass intended for Tom, tipped and knocked out of bounds. Maybe Marukas down there. So Ridgeview up 2-0 here, right in quarter number 1. Marukas, three-pointer, that one. And so they're going to say that Evan Tom, when he passed the ball inbounds, he ran out of bounds along the baseline before he came back in. They're saying you have to run inbounds right away. Interesting call. Stolen ball by Dalzahn. Dalzon's going to push the key again. Fast up to Toma. Toma is going to get called. Nope, I'm sorry. Ridgeview's going to get called for the foul. And that'll be out of bounds again underneath the basket. They're going to stack on the outside here. Isolate Toma, who's going to fire a three. That one up and on the way. Rebound, Cornerstone. And number 11 gave Toma a good bump, but they're going to say it was already out of bounds. Ridgeview pushing it up. Andrick Shipper right there. Defense is doing great for Cornerstone, and it's stolen by Cornerstone. Dalzahn back with it, top of the key, looking, takes it by himself, right hand, up and in, and we're tied up at 2. Timeout Ridgeview, and I think they are now going to isolate Dalzahn. They know that Joel and Ben are really the two key points right there, and they're going to focus in on them. I would be surprised here if we don't see these boys go to a triangle and 2 or, something like that just to isolate these guys and shift stuff up. We will see. But I do know on that timeout call, the coach was looking over trying to get numbers for both Toma and Dalzahn. 2-2, 4:56 remaining here in quarter number 1. And your Cyclone 8th grade. Just getting started. All right, it will be Ridgeview ball. Ridgeview's waiting for the press to come on, and the Cyclones do not disappoint. The press is in play. It's kind of a 1-2-2 zone press. They're going to wait until that ball gets across half court. Ridgeview breaks it easily, gets in the paint, throws one up. That one off the mark. Ridgeview, rebound, Toma. Firing up, down quickly, into Tom. Dalzahn now with it left hand up and in. And a great feed pass by Evan Tom. Right back into the press. Ridgeview back with it, looking up ahead forward. Gets it down low, almost stolen by Toma, knocked away by Dalzahn. It's now on the ground. Toma comes away with it. Pushing it now on the left-hand side. Takes it up by himself. Nope, kicks it. Marukas, three-pointer on the way. That one off the front of the rim. Rebound fought for. And they're going to say it was out of bounds off Ridgeview. And the Cyclones will hold on to this one. 4-2. Cyclones up by 2 here with 4:15 remaining in the first quarter. Tom with it on the baseline. Fires now. Dalzahn brings it out on the wing. Sizing up his defense. Back to the top of the key. Marukas back to Dalzahn. Dalzahn loses this out of bounds. And he just took his eyes off that too quick. Unforced errors. Got to minimize those. Knocked away by Tom, but Ridgeview gets it back. Heaves one up. And they're going to say, I believe that was Shippert. Yep. Shippert on that one. So Ridgeview will go to the line here with 2 shots. First team foul for the Cyclones. Shippert's first foul of the game. First shot is up. That one is good. Number 21 back at the line here for shot number 2. His second shot is up and off the iron. Rebound Tom. Tom with it, kicks it back to Toma. Toma top of the key. They're pushing things. Over to Marukas. Ball fake, drop baseline. Little floater in. And Nathan Marukas with his first 2 of the night. Cyclones now lead 6-3. Mustangs back with it. Lob it down low. Number 3 almost took a step. Blocked by Dalzahn not only blocked but contained by Dalzahn. So a block, a steal, all in one. We'll call it a Beal. Hands it off to Toma. And they're going to get number 3 with the block here. Very close to being called a charge. And timeout here. I think Chad's wanting a timeout. Coach Toma. Nope, not going to get it. So the boys are going to run their inbounds. Lobs it out. Marukas. He was going to have a shot too. Back to Tom. Tom, three-pointer on the way. That one off the glass and in. And right back into the press. Tom with it. Dalzahn in pursuit here. Dalzahn's got to get over. Toma's looking to step up. Ball's going to go long, and the press has been broken. Dropped up in the middle. Kick it down low. Toma down with it. Turnover. Right back to Andrick Shippert's hands. Now long. Marukas into Dalzahn. Great pass. That one off the front of the iron, though. And back to Ridgeview. Ridgeview's got numbers now. Moving down. Dalzahn reaches in, knocks it away, and slows up the fast break attempt. Inbounds pass, three-pointer on the way from Ridgeview. That one goes long. Rebound, Tom. Battle for it underneath. That's going to be a jump ball, and we'll stay with Ridgeview. 9-3. Cyclones lead by 6 here in quarter number 1. 11, three-pointer on the way. That one rattles around. He gets his own rebound. Fires again. Rattles around. Rebound this time, Tom. Looking up, thinks better of it, and slow things up. Fires down. Marukas now baseline. Kind of heaves one up there. And I don't know if that was a shot or a lob, but it went in. And Marukas with his, I believe, 4th points of the game. And with 2:23 remaining here, the Cyclones have jumped out to an 11-3 lead. And a timeout called by Ridgeview. So we talked about it beforehand, controlling the fouls, and the boys have done a great job of that thus far. And I think a lot of that is due to, our point lead and who we were playing. These more up-tempo, more competitive games, the ticky-tack stuff's going to go the way of the dodo. You're not going to see that much, and they're only going to be calling the consistent fouls that you're going to see that are very evident. And so Shippert, the only one right now with a Cyclone foul. Official grabbed Tom and was talking to Tom, and I'm not for sure what he was saying there. Tom acknowledged him. Anyway, here we go. Starting 5 still in there. Toma brings it across the timeline. Screen coming to his left. He rolls down to his left, kicks it out to Tom. Ball fake. Tom dribbles back to his right. Down low, Toma. Ball fake, dribbles in on the baseline, looking in there, and turns around and puts one in. And Toma's first 2 of the night. 13-3, Cyclones up. Pressure getting to Ridgeview. Quickly over. They're needing to get it across. Stolen by Dalzahn. Dalzahn takes it in the paint. That one off the glass. Rebound, Tom back with it. Gets his own rebound. Can't stand up. Knocked around. Ridgeview. They've got numbers. Andrick Shippert's down there. Gives a big scream at the end, but it doesn't matter. The Mustangs put those in. All right, here we go. 13-5. Toma on the left-hand side. Dribbles back to the top. Hands off Marukas. Now far. Tom. Three-pointer on the way. That one good. And Evan Tom with his first 3 of the night. Stolen. Picks it up. Over to Dalzahn. In the paint with it. Turns. Takes 3 steps. And is going to get it called even with the travel. And we'll go to the line with a chance for a 3-point play. 18-5 with 1:18 remaining here in quarter number 1. Dalzahn took what I thought was 3 steps and got away from it, but got away with it, and makes his free throw. 19-5, up by 14. 34 down by himself. Marukas in there, and Marukas will get called for the foul. And that is the downside of that 1-2-2 press, is that if you've got a team that has the guards that can flop that ball around from one side to the next, you've got to look for the flasher on the far side going down the court. And that's what happened. 34 misses his first end of his 2 shots. Minute 10 remaining here in quarter number 1. Cyclones lead 19-5. Second shot on the way here. And they're going to say he crossed the free throw line. So wave that shot off, and it will be Cyclone ball. No press, guys. Ball's going to come into Marukas. He's going to bring it top of the key. That one tipped down to Shipper. Now Tom back with it. Lobs it up. Dalzon. Now Toma. Baseline. Takes it in. Kicks it out. Tom. Three-pointer on the way. That's good. And Evan Tom with his second three-pointer of the night. 22-5. Cyclones on top. That one goes off the feet of a Ridgeview player, but they're going to say that, nope, Cyclones knocked it out. So Ridgeview will get it again. Back in man this time. Pressure coming. Down the court. The only man that would be open. Little jumper in the lane. That one's no good. Rebound Toma. Looking down the court, Dalzon back with it. Ball fake to the right, slows things up. Now kicks it. Toma down to Shipper. Back to Toma in the paint. Spins up in the lane, goes for the shot. I don't know if they're going to say he was shooting 2. They will. And so Toma will go to the line here to shoot 2. 22-5. 24 seconds remaining here in quarter number 1. Toma's first shot. Up and good. Free throws, free throws, free throws, boys. Toma's second shot now. That one's going to be just off the mark. And Ridgeview will get that one back as Dalzon tries to save it, but was on the line. All right, ball's inbounds. Ridgeview breaks that press. Now down low. Number 34 with it. Up in the air is Marukas. And 34 gets the roll on the easy layup. Toma back with it, pushing things. Cuts back to the middle. Now spins back around at the free throw line. Down to baseline. Shipper. Shipper's shot up and off the mark. Ball knocked around. Stolen by Toma. Tom, three-pointer on the way. And that one just off the mark. And that's how quarter number 1 ends. 23-7. The Cyclones lead by 16 after one quarter. So, this is a combination of that press working and that press putting a little pressure on their guards. But I think Ridgeview has realized that if they can get the second pass made in bounds, the guy opposite them is flashing down the court and will go unguarded because your other wingman is still waiting over there to potentially trap the far side. And they've hit that flashing guard across court 3 or 4 times now. So that is the one weak spot of that press that the Cyclones put on. But you know what? They've only scored off it once. So, hey, if it's continuing to work and they're not turning around and scoring on it, let's keep doing it. This is one of those games where I don't think if you're Coach Toma, you're afraid to leave your starters in here. So there's been no substitutions thus far. And you're going to see the Stain 5 coming back out. All right, Shippert is going to throw it in. Cyclones are going to get it here. 23-7, just getting underway here in quarter number 2. Dalzon comes across the timeline. Fires off right-hand side. Toma, ball fakes right, feeds in, and Shippert back with it, misses the layup. And Toma's going to get called for his first personal. So he's got to be careful here. That's only his first. But I don't want to see him pick up another one. Ridgeview now back with it. Breaks the press, 21 back with it. Picked up his dribble. Kicks it back out top to the point guard. Setting up the offense. Basically just a down screen, just a straight Indiana motion. Looking inside, nothing there. Back out top. Down screen's coming. Back out number 11. He's going to take a long three-pointer. That one off the mark. Rebound, Dalzon. Dalzon's faster than everybody out there. Takes it up, right hand off the mark. That rebound by Ridgeview is going to go out of bounds, so it's going to be Quarterstone ball underneath their own basket. Tom looking to get it in. He does. Toma, top of the key. And they're going to say Tom crossed the line, trying to get the ball up, so it's going to be a turnover to the Ridgeview Mustangs. Ball comes in bounds. Knocked away by Dalzon, saved back up number 3. Now fires it over to 11. Top of the key, they're going to set up the offense. Watch the down screens coming here. 34 and 30 just pop. 34 with it on the wing, feeds it inside. Guarded by Shippert. 2 hands down there as Tom joins him. That's going to go off of number 10 for Ridgeview, number 11, and to the Cornerstone Cyclones. Into Marukas. Top of the key now. Takes the screen from Toma. Lobs into Dalzon. Dalzon in the paint. Back to Marukas. Ball fake left. Dribble right. Floats one up there and in. And Marukas with another nice floater. And Dalzon's going to get called for this one. His first. And they need to keep these guys out of foul trouble. 25-7, 4:32 remaining here in quarter number 2. Top of the key for Ridgeview, guarded by Toma. Toma's got his hand on him. Nice defense right there. Fires across. And number 3 back with it. Shippert up on him. Near side, Dalzon. Back to the top of the key. Out to the wing. 21's guarded by Dalzon. Looking to do something with it. Now picked up his dribble. Nowhere to go. Fires it down. That one's going to go out of bounds. A hard pass for number 50 to handle. And so the Cyclones will take over. 25-7, Cyclones lead here in quarter number 2. Marukas brings it across the timeline. Ball fake, looks inside to Dalzon. Tips it out to Toma. Toma, 15-foot baseline jumper, goes long. Rebound Dalzon. Dalzon misses his rebound, gets it right back, puts it up again. Missed. Toma with the rebound. Turns around. That one up and in. And Toma just muscles that one around. And that was just knowing where you were and sheer strength. Shot goes off the mark. Rebound Ridgeview going to be tied up. They're going to say jump ball. And that's one of the things the Cyclones do so well is when that you think the other team has a rebound, but our guys are right there, not afraid to stick their hands in. But that one's going to go back to Ridgeview. 27-7 here in quarter number 2. Cyclones up by 20. Number 3 brings it across the timeline. Out near side, number 50, looking inside. Nothing there. Rotates it back around. Toma right there, knocked it away. And this one going the wrong direction. Down, number 22 has it. Picked up his dribble. Circles it back out to the guard. He's going to set up that motion offense one more time. Down screen coming, guarded by Tom. Far side out on the wing. Looking into the paint, trying to get it to 50. Not happening. 50 comes back up to the top. They're looking for him. Now they're going to kick down low to number 3. He's guarded by Toma. Toma slaps that one around and gets it back. Down. Dalzon with it. Fast break down the paint. Right hand layup up and in. And great court awareness there by Ben Toma. 29-7. Inbounds pass. Near side. Marukas almost with the steal. Fights inside, and that is going to be a foul on Marukas, I believe. Is going to be his second. So you're going to see EFAM jump up and check in real quick here for Nathan Marukas. Dow's on with it. 29-9, that's the score. Over to Shippert. Now down low, Tom. Beyond the three-point line on the wing, kicks it back to Shippert. Shippert looking inside for a flashing Toma across the paint. Now to Tom, three-pointer on the way. That one just off the mark. Dalzon with the rebound. Makes room and then gets it knocked away out of bounds. And the Cyclones will maintain possession. 29-9. The score here in the second quarter. (31-9), that's the score. Back inbounds. 34 spins around. That one rolls around off the mark. And rebound fought for. Now on the ground, it's going to be a jump ball. And quickly up the court here. Toma back with it. Left hand takes it in. Switches to his right hand. That one rolls around the rim and doesn't fall. A nice drive by Ben Toma. Fires up long down the court. Number 22 takes 2 steps and almost traveled. EFAM right in there with it. Jump ball. That one should stay here with the Mustangs. 31-9. A 22-point lead here for the Cyclones. Looking to get inbounds. They do. Out. Number 22 with it. Rotates up top. Guarded by Dalzon. Feeds it down into the paint. Toma right there. Dalzon back there as well. Shot goes up. Rolls around the rim and out of bounds. 50 throws one up. He's going to get fouled. Hopefully that's not by Tom. And I think that is going to be number 24. That is Iomi EFAM, his first. 6th foul for the Cyclones. Ridgeview makes their first of 2 here to make it 31-10. And the second shot on the way. 1:01 remaining here in quarter number 2. Second shot just hard off the iron. Rebound. Dalzon goes down hard onto his back. And it will stay Ridgeview ball. That could be dangerous there. Ridgeview looking to get it in. They do. Quick three-pointer on the way. That one long. Rebound Shippert. Gives it out to Toma. Toma looking up. Nice steal attempt. They're going to get it. And then Dalzon, so incredibly fast, reaches back in and steals it back. Dalzon over to Toma. Toma, left-hand lane, takes it all the way down and puts it up and in. Ben Toma. Beautiful drive down in the paint. 33-10, Cyclones lead. Defense coming, and they're going to get Shippert, I believe, with the body. So that will be team foul number 7. It'll be 1-1 from the line. They didn't make it. Apparently he was shooting, so it's going to be a second foul. That's 2 fouls on Shippert, so he will take a break for the remaining 22 seconds of the second quarter. Cooper Knapp checks into the game. Shot up number 2. That one goes in, and it's 33-11. Dalzon walks it up. 14 seconds here, remaining in the half. Dalzon back with it. Knapp out on the far side. Looking back for Toma. Toma's going to get fouled. And that'll be out of bounds. for the Cyclones, so Toma will throw it in. Knapp with it. Launches a three-pointer. That one off the mark. And with 5 seconds, Ridgeview pushing it up. Number 22. That gets it off. That one's not going to fall, though. And that's how we're going to go to the half. 33-11. The Cyclones playing incredibly, incredibly well. And what you're going to see right now is Coach taking a moment to say, hey, that was any other time in the game, take that shot, but that is number one, not the shot that we want you to take, but number two, holding for the last shot there. And anyway, again, it's constantly a learning environment, That's how we're going to end the second quarter. 33-11, Cyclones lead here after 2. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with some halftime stats in just a few minutes.
throw it.
So the Cyclones getting set here to come back out after halftime. 33-11, the score. Your Cyclones on top going into quarter number 3. We're going to go through some stats here. Let me get back to them. Thanks, Coach Tom, for sending these out to me. So after one quarter, the Cyclones led 23-7, and then in the second quarter, the Cyclones did extend that lead by 6 and outscored Ridgeview 10-4 for a 33-11 halftime lead. Looking at some individual scoring totals here, Dalzon's got 9 on 4 for 9 shooting from the field. Shippert's got 2. He's also got 2 personal fouls, 1 for 3 from the field. Knapp 0 for 1 from the field. Tom's got 9 points, 3 for 5 from the field, 60%. And then also all 3 of his shots, all 9 of his points actually, all came on 3-pointers, shooting 60% from 3-point range. EFAM 0 for 1 on the night. Marukas 6 points, 3 for 5. 0 for 2 though from behind the 3-point line. He's had some nice floaters from the baseline. And then Toma, 3 for 5 on the night as well. 7 points and 1 foul. So, we've really stayed out of foul trouble as we had hoped we would do. And again, I think that goes back to we're going to be at that precipice now here in the third quarter. If the Cyclones jump out and score 5 or 6 very quickly, I think you're going to start seeing a lot of those ticky-tack fouls starting to be called. But I think you'll see the starters back out there. I don't think there's any problem at this point in time to leave the starters out there for another quarter and let them try to extend this out a little bit. Again, some better defensive presence than we've seen, and then also some different height differences makes the guys, stretches them a little bit on their passing and what they're seeing from the guard position, and they're just running that offense and setting those picks and just playing against a team that's a little more responsive than what we've probably seen thus far this season. Free throws on the day. We are 2 for 4. And then in the rebound category, Dalzon's got 3, Tom's got 3, Toma's got 2, Shippert's got 1. Dalzon's got a couple assists, 4 steals, couple of blocks in there as well. So plus 24 for him, plus 20 for Shippert. Tom plus 22. Marukas plus 22. And Toma plus 24 on your overalls. So really your starting 5 playing very, very well. 33-11 as the guys make it back out here on the court and start warming up. So I'm going to say that, hang on one second. I'm going to say that you will see the guys leave the press on for a little while longer. You're going to have to start with that press, but if things go very quickly in favor of the Cyclones, that press will come off. The starters will stay out there for 5 or 6 more points halfway through the third quarter, and you'll start seeing subs coming into the game here fairly quickly. So we got about 30 seconds or so until we get started here in the third quarter. Again, if you're just joining us, 7th grade dropping it. Their first game of the season tonight to the Mustangs from Ridgeview. Eighth graders looking to move to 5-0. Seventh grade now 3-1. Chad Toma drawing up a couple last-minute things here. And it is. You got your starting five back out there. Other than EFAM and Knapp, that has really been what you have seen all game. Toma's going to take it out of bounds. Nope. We're going to say Marukas is. Nope. They don't know yet. Marukas will. And he'll inbound to Toma. Toma brings it across the timeline, says give it back to Marukas and let me go set a pick. Toma rotates around. Dalzon in the middle. Shippert, baseline, jumpered on the way. That long Toma with the rebound. That one kissed off the glass a little bit long, and they're going to say Dalzon cleared out the lane. So these are the fouls that you are going to start to see here as the point totals grow. 33-11. It's a 22-point game. The officials are going to be a lot more ticky-tack. So you've really got to watch all your P's and Q's. And yes, Dalzon did clear out, but I don't think it was foul-worthy. Nothing that he hasn't done all game long and not been called for. Ridgeview swings outside, long three-pointer on the way. And that one's good by number 11, 33-14. Inbounds Toma. They're putting on the pressure. Dalzon with it, slows it up at the baseline, falls. He slides. That's going to be, they're going to say that number 3 put hands on him and helped him down. Dalzon got lucky there. He just fell to the ground, I think. Tom takes it out, far side. Looking to inbound it. They get it into Toma. Toma with it now. Back to Tom. Tom looking inside. Back out wing. Marukas, long shot. Rebound Toma. Kicked it back out to Tom. Down low baseline. Shippert, ball fake. They're going to call Shippert for travel. So turnover. Back to Ridgeview. Number 3 with it, top of the key, guarded by Toma. He's a right-handed dribble predominantly. Kicks it back over far side, number 11. Fires again from three-point range. Shippert's going to have to get out on him. 33-17. Marukas back, top of the key. They're doubling up Dalzon everywhere right now. Tom back inside, fires to Dalzon, but that pass bad and stolen by Ridgeview. Ridgeview in trouble, do get it up. That was a travel. Wow, not called. Fired down low. Ridgeview back with it. Toma underneath, gets the rebound. Out to Shippert. This one, a bad pass, but recovered by Dalzon. Now down low, kicks it out. Marukas sets, fires, long. Dalzon down on the ground. And he's going to call a timeout. And a little bit of frustration there by Dalzon, who is getting manhandled under there. And I think that is the word from the coach. You stick on him like everything. So you've got officials over there now that are talking. And so I think they recognize that this is going to get a little rougher than I think they wanted to. Ridgeview getting embarrassed here a little bit, 33-11 at the half. The boys are going to come out. It's going to be a little rough, and they're talking about, hey, all right, we're going to have to watch this. All right, here we go. It's going to be Cyclone ball underneath their own basket. And Tom will take it out of bounds. Inbounds, Toma. He was going to go the wrong way. And stopped. Cross court to Tom. Yeah. Shippert, he got lucky there. That one knocked out of bounds. It was going for Marukas. Into Toma. Toma picks it up. Now baseline Tom. Three-pointer on the way. That one long. Rebound Dalzon in the paint. Throws that one up. Fights for it. Gets his own rebound. They're going to call that foul on Dalzon. No way. Unfortunately, that was a bad call. I'm watching that one all day long. Both going after it, but when you are that big, that much larger, you're going to get those calls. That's 3 on Joel, so he'll take a quick breather, and EFAM checks into the game. 33-17. Cyclones have not scored here in quarter number 3. Ball goes inbounds, and they're going to catch Evan Tom with the foul. Ridgeview with it, now throws one up. Rebound coming. They throw it up again. Shipper with the rebound, but he was on the baseline. So it will stay with Ridgeview. Three-pointer on the way. That one off the mark. Knocked around. Ridgeview steals it. Shipper reaches in. EFAM throws it up ahead. Tom up to Marukas. That one off the mark. Rebound, Ridgeview. Ridgeview running with it. Pass going up. That one's going to go long and out of bounds. Turnover back to the Cyclones. So both teams trying to press it, and Ridgeview really trying to push it now with Dalzon on the bench. Tom with it. Brings it up across the timeline. Sees Shipper down there, but a bad pass by Tom. That one goes out of bounds, back to Ridgeview. Cyclones have not scored this quarter. 33-17, still a 16-point lead. And quickly comes into EFAM. Marukas, three-pointer on the way. That one off the front of the glass. Tipped around, saved by EFAM. He's all over. Three-pointer again, rebound Toma. Kicks it back out to Tom. Back into Toma. Toma in trouble. Double team. Marukas. Another three-pointer. That one off the iron. Rebound. Shipper had it knocked away. Ridgeview back with it. Fires underneath. Turnaround jumper. No good. In there is Toma. Toma gets it. Cycles it out by himself. Into the paint. Takes it and gets fouled hard. They're going to call number 3 for that one. Should be number 34. And Toma gets called for that. Toma takes the brutal end of that one. Couple different people. But that's going to be number 4 on number 3. That'll rotate him out. Tom trying to get it in. Up to the top of the key to Toma. Ball fake. Dribbles back around. Swings it. Tom with it. Now on the baseline outside three-point line. Over to Marukas. Back to Tom. Tom, ball fake. Now takes it in. About a 10-foot jumper. That one off the iron. And rebound Ridgeview. Should have been a travel. Not called. They've got to get it across the timeline. They do. And a three-pointer on the way for Ridgeview. That one off the iron. Rebound Mustangs. Marukas on number 24, who turns around, puts that one off the glass. And the Mustangs now back within 14. Marukas with it. Up to Toma. Spin move. Top of the key. Fires low to Shippert. Shippert now kicks it back out to Tom. Over to Toma. Down low. Marukas. Three-pointer on the way. That one long. And rebound Ridgeview. Long pass down the court. Rebound up. And all of a sudden, the Mustangs are within 12 and a timeout Cornerstone. The Mustangs have outscored the Cyclones 10-0 here to come out of halftime. And that's what's going to happen here as some of those ticky-tack fouls are... I can't hear you. What? Are they just calling what? I can't understand you. It's 1:33. I'm not sure what you were saying. 33-21. It's a 12-point lead for the Cyclones. Dalzon is out of the game. I think you will see him in very shortly if he doesn't come in right now. But the big news here is that some nice adjustments and a fire lit underneath the Mustangs by their coach. And they come storming out here and score 10 straight points to kick off the third quarter and make this one 33-21. Still trail by 12 here. or I should say the Cyclones still up by 12. And we'll see. Dalzahn does come back into the game, so EFAM gives him a little bit of a break. Dalzahn needs this. He's got to watch out. He can't pick up that fourth foul here in the third quarter. Toma brings it across the timeline. Kicks it back out, Marukas. Back up top to Toma. Offense in motion. Near side, Tom. Ball fake into Shipper. Tom, three-pointer on the way. That one long. Rebound, Dalzahn out to Marukas. Shot up, three-pointer. That one off the mark. Toma in with it off the glass. That one off hard. Rebound, down on the ground. Shipper down with it. Kicks it out to Tom. Dalzahn holds and slows things up at the top of the key. Offense rotating. Dalzahn hands off to Toma. Toma off to Tom. Back to Dalzahn. Dalzahn off to Tom. And they're just doing a little figure eight here. Trying to kill some time. Hold for the last shot. Into Dalzahn. Dalzahn kicks it out. Marukas, three-pointer on the way. That one good. And Nate Marukas with another three-pointer from the baseline. 36-21, the first three of the second half. Inbounds pass. Nice jumper rolled around. Rebound goes to Ridgeview, but they're going to say the player was out of bounds, so it goes back to the Cyclones. So 23 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. The Cyclones have been outscored 10-3, and we'll see if they can't make up a little bit more ground. Dalzahn with it. Ball fake, steps back out, puts the offense in motion. A five-man spread, no movement really. And they're kind of isolating Dalzahn. Out to Tom. Should have taken it. Back to Toma. Marukas. Three-pointer on the way. That one good! And Nate Marukas hits one at the buzzer to put the Cyclones back up by 18. 39-21 after three. So that third quarter is started out really rough for the Cyclones. As the Mustangs came out firing on all cylinders. Mustangs did outscore the Cyclones 10-6 in that quarter. But the Cyclones close it out with two big three-pointers by Nathan Marukas. And we're going to quarter number 4, 39-21. Cyclones up by 18. So Marukas at the halftime. 0 for 2 from three-point range. I believe he's had 5, if not 6 shots since the start of the second half from three-point range. Has made 2 of them and now has 12 points on the day to lead all scorers. So all 6 points in that third quarter coming from Marukas. Marukas here, now this is the thing. He's a 6th grader. He doesn't start 7th grade. They try to use him sparingly. You see him mainly in the second and fourth quarters of the 7th grade game, and that's only if necessary. Usually only the second quarter. And then he's going to come in here and play. And again, they've got him in there because of his shooting. 39-21, Ridgeview's going to kick off the fourth quarter here. Number 3's got it. He's got 4 fouls. Looks inside. Turnover to Toma. He's going to slow it up. Hands it off to Dalzahn. 5:50 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Toma back out to Tom. Looking down low. Nothing happening. Fires off to Dalzahn. Ball fake down low. Dalzahn takes in the paint. And he's going to get number 3 with the body. That should be his 5th foul. And number 3 has fouled out of the game. So that's one ball handler down for Ridgeview. Ridgeview's going to have to sub in. Number 22 coming in. And you can just tell by the body language of Ridgeview that those 2 shots by Marukas have really deflated the Mustangs. Tom with it on the far side. Now fires back to the middle. Toma had it. Free throw. Kicks off to Shippert. Shippert baseline jumper, no good. Kick back out to Dalzahn. Dalzahn has it. Top of the key. Dribbles to his right. Off a screen by Toma. Floats one in. And he's going to go to the free throw line shooting 2. With 5:18 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 39-21. Dalzahn looking for his 10th point. First free throw, that one up and good. So free throws have gone very well for the Cyclones here early on in the season. Second shot on the way. That one's going to be hard. Off and knocked around. Rebound to the Mustangs. Up. Marukas went for the steal. Not happening. Now its ball is loose. Dalzon's got it by himself. Goes up, right hand. Layup up and in. And he'll have a chance for a three-point play. And the Cyclones have all but erased that 10-0 run that the Mustangs had to start out quarter number 3. Substitutions into the game. So number 31 checks in. And I think they want some more height in the middle there on Dalzon. Dalzon's going to have a chance for a three-point play. Free throw goes up and in. 43-21. Back to a 22-point lead. Ridgeview feeds it inside. 31 right there. Nice turn. And a nice 4-footer by number 31. He's their leading scorer. Ball comes into Dalzon. Tipped right back to Toma. Ahead to Tom. Dalzon with it now on the wing. And they're going to call him for the carry. Yep, good call. He hesitates, and when he hesitates like that, ball sits on top of his hand, and that'll be a turnover. So interestingly enough, the Mustangs have outscored the Cyclones 12-10 in the second half. Three-pointer. Mustangs off the mark. Rebound, Dalzon. He's right there. Ball fakes right, comes in left, down in the paint. Going to get a foul. And it's going to go against number 34 for the Mustangs. He doesn't think so, but everybody in the crowd does. So Dalzon will go back to the line, still shaking his head. Dalzon's first shot goes off the front of the rim. So he missed his first here. Redeemed it on his second. That one's going to go off. Rebound, Mustangs. 34 fires ahead. That one's off Marukas. So Ridgeview will have it underneath their own basket. 4:23 remaining here in quarter number 4. 43-23. It's a 20-point Cyclone lead. Trying to get it in bounds. Dalzon knocks it around, gets it back by himself now. Takes it up, right hand layup up and in. And we're back out to 22. 12-12, that's what it is since halftime. Mustangs back with it. Right-hand side, nice feed in by number 22. And that's going to roll off of the foot of number 34. And they're actually going to say a Cyclone touched it. So Ridgeview's going to hold on to it with 4:03 remaining here. Ball gets fed inside. 34 turns around, tries to take a shot, misses it. Rebound Toma. Leading Dalzon up there by himself. Nope. They're going to get Dalzon with that one. Nope. They're going to get little number 22. I thought Dalzon lowered his shoulder into it, but from the other perspective of the official across court, it was the defender. You've got to give him a clear lane. You can't step in front of him. If you do, you've got to have your feet set. Dalzon misses that one. Rebound, Tom puts it up just off the mark. You said, yeah, before the shot, so it should have been rebound. That foul took place just inside the free throw line, so he was just getting ready to move into a shot formation. So just a missed call there by the official. Lobbed inside, number 34, ball fake, takes it in left hand. That one off the bottom of the rim. Rebound, back to number 11. He's got a nice hot hand. Into 31, their leading scorer rattles around. And they're going to get Evan Tom for the foul. So 2 shots coming for number 31. 3:37 remaining here in quarter number 4. 45-23, a 22-point lead for the Cyclones. Shot goes up off the iron. So number 31 has really been their leading scorer in their main force underneath. Nice little ball player. That one off the front edge. Stolen. This is going to be a jump ball, and that should stay. Nope. It's going to go to the Cyclones. Toma's going to switch with Dalzahn. Dalzahn gets it in. Looking down the court, Marukas. Back to Toma, down to Marukas in the corner. Three-pointer on the way. That one off the front iron. Rebound knocked around. Toma in with it. And Ben Toma cleaning up the trash down there. 47-23. Ridgeview back with it. Number 21 out on the outside is going to pull a three-pointer. That one off the iron. Dalzahn in with the rebound. 3:05 here in the fourth quarter. Back out to a 24-point lead. Dalzahn outside with it. Hands off to Toma. Toma hands off to Tom. Back to Dalzahn. Down to Marukas. Three-pointer on the way. That one off. And Schipper going to get called for that one over the back of number 22. And it'll be Ridgeview ball. 47-23, 2:45 to go in the game. Cyclones going to move to 5-0 on the season. Number 31 fires into the paint. Nice pass. Hands off to 21. That one just lost it with some assistance by Tom. Going to go out of bounds. And the Mustangs will have it one more time underneath. Looking to get it in. Are going to lob it to 34. Turn around. Bump. Nope. Rebound Cyclones. Dalzahn just says, I'm going to slow it up. Marukas going to his home spot. 3-2 zone. 3-2 zone messing with the Cyclones here a little bit. Turnover. Dalzahn looking for a cutting Tom. Didn't happen. Ball fake goes in. Dalzahn right there with it. Ridgeview maintains possession. Toma out on him. Number 21 back with it. Ball fake now looking up top of the key. Lobs it up 11. Three-pointer shot. Nice shot by number 11. That one off the mark. Rebound Toma. And timeout Cyclones. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Why? Because we have nowhere else to go with it. We don't have commercials up here, so I get to keep talking. Unless you want to talk. Yeah, so today's broadcast has been made by I Want a Cat. And the I Want a Cat company is brought to you by... They don't want to talk. My daughter wants a cat for Christmas. Nobody else in the house wants a cat. I wouldn't mind a cat, but cats stink. Huh? So is the what? Yes, we have a guinea pig. It looks delicious, by the way. 47-23, 1:56 remaining here in quarter number 4. Inbounds pass. We've got all sorts of line change in here. All right, so that is, you've got Will List in the game. You've got Everett Fix, Knapp. You've got Noah Barker and Iomi Ephraim. 1:50 remaining. I'm sorry, I was talking about cats. I didn't see the line change. So Ridgeview back with the ball. Top of the key, number 11. He's got a nice shot, by the way. And great mechanics. 31 feeds in 21 by himself. Layup. That one off the mark. Cooper Knapp right there. 21 throws him off and puts it right back in. Knapp bringing this one up the court. Tipped away. Handed outside to Fix. Now inside to Ephraim. Over to Will List. And that one up for his first two points of the night. Nice shot, Will. Cyclones get it inbounds. Ephraim with it. Ridgeview scored off that one, so 49-27. List with it out on the right-hand side. Ball fake, drives to his right. That has that one stripped away. And Ridgeview back with it. Ball in the lane. is going all over the place. He's going to get called for travel because you can't go down once you're standing up with the ball and expect anything to happen. Substitutions into the game for Ridgeview. 22-point lead for Cornerstone. 49-27. Cyclones very close to their scoring average. Ephraim gets it down low, Fix with it, has this one taken away. Down the court quickly, number 11. Just off the mark, rebound. Mustangs turn around, that one off the front of the iron. Everybody camped out in the paint. There's got to be a 3-second lane call in there somewhere. It's not going to happen. They're going to say it's knocked out by the Cyclones. When you've got 10 players in the lane for 8 rebounds, there's got to be a 3-second call. Ridgeview spins around, shot, no good. Rebound, List. List is going to bring it up, but he's going to call for travel as he kind of pins that against his right-hand side when flying up there. So with 14 seconds to go, Ridgeview will have the ball again. Gets it inbounds. Number 21 out there with us, 10 seconds. Fires into 24. That one's going to go off of Ephraim. Ridgeview maintain possession. 9 seconds. Still a 22-point lead. 49-27 for the Cyclones. Let's see if we can hold them here, boys. Lob into the paint. Into 11. Turns around. Fires that one up and in. And 49-29 is the way that this one is going to end. A 20-point victory over Ridgeview. That'll move the Cyclones, the 8th grade, to 5-0 on the season. Hats off to the boys, but more so, hats off to that starting 5. So we talked about a couple of the keys to the game, our kind of our three-headed monster that we've got in there between Toma, Dalzon, and sorry, I'm talking to people as they're walking by. Yeah, it happens. Toma, Dalzon, and Tom. And those 3 guys had to stay out of foul trouble. Dalzon got into a little bit of it, pulled out of the game, and when they pulled out, Ridgeview really started to capitalize. So the Dalzon's presence in there, even though he hasn't scored in super high numbers like he's capable of, his presence in the game really shifts up a defense. So the guys did very well. Hats off to Toma, keeping his hands in check. And you saw in that game, as soon as that point total got pushed out past 20, 22, 23 points, the officials started calling those ticky-tack fouls, and a couple of the boys had to take a break. But for all in all, boys came out, fought well. This is going to be a very good team that you're going to see throughout the season, and watch them closely because they are out to prove something this season. 49-29, your final score. 8th grade now moving to 5-0 on the season. Your 7th grade dropped theirs tonight to drop to 3-1. So getting things started here. The Cyclones 8-1 overall between 7th and 8th grade early on this season. All right, we're done with games for this week. We've got one coming up, I believe, on Monday night. Next week. We'll have it for you. I believe it's home. I think so. I think we got one more home before Thanksgiving. But if it's home, we'll have it for you. It was a lot of fun to bring these to you. All right. For everybody else that was in here, I'm Dan Kinzinger. You guys have a great night.